Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for the week of March 13th through the 19th. We'll take a look first at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles or advice that Spirit has for you. And this is good for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if the message isn't resonating with you, you might want to try one of your other signs to see if a message is there for you. All right, so let's take a look at your overall energy first. Put your creative energy into action and narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. Okay, so wow, what an interesting message, because there's this energy around you about using your creative energy instead of your logical energy. So it's kind of like the reason, perhaps, if things are not moving along faster for you, or you feel like there's not enough options or opportunities coming onto your path, it's because you're thinking it out. You're trying to think it out instead of getting into your creative energy, into seeing things in a different light, almost kind of like looking outside of the box that maybe you have put yourself in. So it says, Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. Wow, beautiful energy. Now, I'm going to say, I think it was on Wednesday, I uploaded your Saturn in Pisces transit. So that's for 2023 to 2026, the next 3 years. And during that time, Saturn is actually going to be in your 10th house of career and public image. So I feel like there is this energy already right at the very beginning of this transit to kind of shake things up. There's almost like get out of the box, whatever you are trying to do at this time. It doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. I feel like you're on the right path, but you're looking at it you're looking at it almost, okay, what they keep saying to me is numbers. You're looking at it as a numbers game. Okay, so you're looking at it from dollar amounts, okay? Or say you had a YouTube channel, you might be looking at how many subscribers you have, or how many hours you're putting into it. It's almost as if you are taking a look at this more from the standpoint of numbers. And numbers are just so easy for us to put a value on, right? It's kind of like, okay, I know how much 5 is worth, right? I know how much 500 is worth. I know how much 5,000 is worth. So it's easy to sometimes set goals or to kind of like look at things analytically according to numbers. This is a different energy, Gemini. And I really feel like this is in your career and money sector. It's about taking a look at whatever you're working on in your career or trying to manifest or bring in. It's about not trying to take a look at it just from a numbers game. This is putting you on a whole new path. You have, in essence, you have the Fool card 3 different times in 3 different decks. It's taking a look at this in a different way, which changes your entire approach to what it is that you're trying to do. Wow, interesting. Okay, so let's go see what this is all about. Yeah, so you have victim mentality, right? This energy that you're not enough, or you're not doing enough, or you may be looking at how many hours you're putting into something, but how little money you're making out of it, right? It could be taking a look at, how many subscribers you have versus, how many, it could be you're comparing yourself, how many subscribers you have compared to somebody else. It's this, there's definitely something about numbers, however that plays out for you. Okay. It could be looking at your bank account, right? And just having this energy of not having enough. It's almost like you either feel like you're putting too many hours into something and not getting enough out of it, money out of that. There's some payout that isn't working for you, but it's because you're looking at it, oh my gosh, like you're looking at it from numbers instead of what you are actually putting out there. Okay. And kind of stepping out of, gosh, I can't even explain this. It's kind of like, put the numbers away. It's the only way I can say this. Kind of like, don't focus on the numbers and focus on what it is that you're creating and the way that you're putting it out there, and not kind of like judging whether it's good or bad for at least some short period of time here based on the numbers. It's almost like you just have to get back into your flow of creating and putting it out there and just sharing it in a very loving way. Because look, you have new life and Page of Cups. It's taking a new look at this in a loving way. I feel like for some of you, you may have put a lot of time and energy into something and it's not paying out, right? The money isn't coming in, the abundance. So you're kind of wrapped up in almost over scrutinizing the analytics or the financial papers or something like that. It's about, okay, I'm going to put that to the side for a while, or allow somebody else to take that burden off of your plate, right? Like hire an accountant or somebody like that. Because I'm not saying you always want to keep a tabs on your finances, right? But it's almost like you're over analyzing everything from a numbers standpoint. And it's about just getting back into the joy, into the love of it, into the sense of creativity. Why are you doing this? Okay. And if your why is associated with a number, I would suggest that you change your goal. Try to make your goal, instead of being number oriented, like, you know, oh, I want so many subscribers, or I want to earn so much money. Instead, put a feeling to it. There's this essence of changing the way that you are approaching whether you are successful or not based on numbers, but based on the experience or the impact that you are making. The money will also come. This next 3 years promises you prosperity if you put your energy in there. But I think right off the bat, Saturn is saying it's time to take a look at this as far as your impact, the joy, the abundance, focusing on that instead of the numbers. Really interesting. I'm not sure I've ever had that type of a reading before, because your obstacle here is that, you know, you have message in a bottle, you have your higher self. It's really going it's a new mindset. Okay. It's not necessarily a new path. I think it's a new mindset for the path that you are on, taking a look at it and understanding that the message that you have been telling yourself, okay, you are basing that on some type of number or analysis, you know, some type of judgment from the external world. Those numbers, okay, represent, like for me on YouTube, right? My number of subscribers kind of, in an essence, I guess you could say, represents the value that I bring to people, right? But is that really true? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing, right? Because it is understanding, instead of focusing on like how many subscribers, it's about focusing on what impact am I trying to make on the world? What am I trying to create here on my YouTube channel? You know, what is it? What essence am I bringing? Am I bringing my highest self to my work, to my creativity? Wow, really lovely energy, because this whole new approach is bringing you this sense of peace. Okay, and look at this. You are the Phoenix rising, regeneration, intuition and manifestation, listening to your intuition, committing to what it is that you want to create, the impact that you want to create with your work. Wow, Gemini. It really is kind of interesting, because I think we live in a society where, you know, when I tell people that I have a YouTube channel, the very first thing they ask me is, how many subscribers do you have? Right? As if the basis of everything that I am doing on this channel, the whole value of it is based on how many subscribers I have. I'm sure that's somewhat of a reflection of what, you know, the value, I guess, right? But this is letting you know that is not the value that the divine wants you to concentrate on. The divine wants you to concentrate on the impact that you are making. So I guess that maybe in a way, I'm just kind of trying to relate it to something I can talk about, like with my YouTube channel, is not to worry about the subscribers, but perhaps about the type of comments that I get, the comments that might say, and so many of you do, thank you so much, the impact that I might be making through my readings, what it may be bringing to you, that the comments are much more valuable than the number of subscribers. And that is really true, right? That is true. And I feel like that's what the divine is saying to you. You may have been concentrating on the number of subscribers, right? Instead of, okay, what are the comments that people are making? Really interesting, because your advice here is that when you are kind of focusing on how many things you are selling, the number of products that you are selling, or the number of subscribers that you have, or whatever it is, you're putting your energy out into the world, but you're focusing on something that they're telling you at this time, okay, is only a small, let's admit, it has something to do with it, but it's just a small part. But that small part, the number that you're focusing on, is draining your energy. So they're asking you for a short time to not worry about the numbers. It's kind of interesting, because I think they recognize that if you're worried about the dollar amount, the numbers, however that portrays in your situation, right, that it's preventing you from shining your light, because you could be concentrating, you could be making choices in your business or your creative endeavor here based on those numbers, rather than based on your highest self, your true authentic self. So in other words, and I've said this before, if I wanted to really have, just go for the subscribers, right? I might have a different approach to my YouTube channel. But instead, it's about, okay, sitting in your authentic self, being your true authentic self. And because of that, you may not see quite yet the manifestation of the abundance that you are wanting, but it is coming. It's about staying committed to it, keeping your love in this. Don't go back and forth. Because when you're going back and forth, you're concentrating on those numbers. You're actually deceiving yourself from the abundance that is coming in. And you do have abundance coming in. So it is, it's really just a beautiful, beautiful thing about recognizing it's about the love. Focus on the love, the connections that you are making with other people. And that is actually going to turn whatever it is that you're working on. If you're recognizing that, okay, I'm feeling a sense of a lack right now. I don't feel like, I feel like I'm putting a lot of time and energy into this, but I'm not getting as much out of it in the abundance. Okay. The money is not flowing in. Let's put it, then it's this energy of kind of trying to allow yourself to let go of that just for a little bit, right? And really just stepping back into making connections with your audience, with whoever it is that you're trying to reach. You will see the numbers come back up, okay? So for some of you, I know it's kind of like you're gripping onto that, but try it. Just try it. Just try it for a week and see, this is for a week. It is for March 13th through the 19th. So just try it for a week, and of course you want to make sure that, I don't want you to say just completely turn a blind's eye to your finances. That's never a good thing. But it is kind of like just not focusing on it. Don't make it your primary focus, the money. Because when you are also focusing on what you're not receiving, especially money, then then that is what you get. You get more of this victim mentality. It's about just having fun. I would say, if nothing else, just have fun with your work. work over this week. You know, just be creative. You know, let your hair down is what they're saying. Let your hair down and just be creative. What an interesting energy there. Okay, and yeah, these cards are really wanting to talk. So let's see what we have here. We're going to pull a Soul Truth card for you, Gemini. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So let's see what we have. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? And I think those expectations at this time are really around money or numbers, okay? So whatever that might mean for you in your situation. The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Yeah, so when I was reading that, I think part of it is that you may have had some goal of a certain amount of money you wanted to make, or number of subscribers or followers or whatever you are looking at. You're focusing on that, and you may not have met that goal, or you're focusing on trying to meet that goal, something like that. It's about I really feel like it's taking a week off from focusing on the numbers. If nothing else, take a week, don't focus on the numbers, and really focus on just getting back into the fun of your work, having more fun, connecting more with the people that you work with or your audience. Just allow them to see a different side of you. Like, once again, they were saying, let your hair down, right? It's kind of like, yeah, just have a little bit of fun with the people that you work with or that you're trying to attract in. Really interesting, because I think then you will see the numbers actually going up, which is, I know it's hard, isn't it? It's kind of like it's the world we live in. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. I really appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.